Max Verstappen for Red Bull claims yet another victory here in this 2021 season, extending his lead by 19 points over Mercedes Lewis Hamilton. And even more important for this race, Red Bull has now closed within 1 point of Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. And for the record, for any of us that are still diehard Ferrari fans, it is so happy. It's such a good time. And I think as a Ferrari fan, you're so happy to see Ferrari third in the Constructors in a season that maybe people were still not completely confident that Ferrari was going to be able to figure things out and get back to proper racing form. I can't wait to see Ferrari actually challenging for the Constructors' title, hopefully in the next couple of years, but I'm happy to see them. McLaren is still obviously in the battle. It seems like obviously Mercedes and Red Bull are going to go till the last race of the season. Ferrari and McLaren, pretty much the same deal. Alpine, AlphaTauri, they're both tied at 106 apiece in the constructors, so they're obviously going all the way to the end, and then the other teams will kind of obviously phase out how they do. But man, dominating performance for Max Verstappen, and he is absolutely in just the best shape, the best conditioning as far as his race pace and racecraft is concerned. Red Bull is hitting it on the nail with their strategy, utilizing him and Chico to obviously combat the Mercedes, especially since Bottas has kind of been a non-factor outside of obviously the Turkish Grand Prix. So very, very good stuff. If you are a Red Bull fan, a Max Verstappen Chico fan, this is looking good. Granted, like I said, I think this is going to go down until the end of the season. But man, what a race from Max. Lewis was able to hold on there in second. Chico was challenging, threatening behind. If maybe the race was extended another, I don't know, 2 to 5 laps, I'm sure Chico would have been able to get past Lewis and have an overtake done at some point, more than likely in the DRS zone. The first DRS zone, I should say. After crossing the finish line, or the second one. But man, what a race from Max. What a performance for Red Bull as a whole. People were counting them out of the constructors, I would say maybe a month and a half ago. Now they are literally within 1 point of Mercedes, and I can't wait to see what's really going to happen, because what seemed like another Mercedes domination year for the constructors is proving that they may indeed finish second when all is said and done, and Red Bull can not only get Max's first drivers championship, world drivers championship, Red Bull as well could get a constructors title that they have been wanting for quite a bit of time, obviously. So as we look at the results here, for this race, and obviously how things panned out, of course, Max first, Lewis second, Sergio Perez the final podium position of third. It was a great moment to see him and his father. I really hope Chico gets a win in Mexico before he eventually probably retires. Chico's still only 31. I understand in Formula One and racing years that is considered old sometimes, but when you look at it from a general perspective, Chico still has plenty of years. I mean, come on, you're talking about Fernando and Kimi in their 40s still racing. Chico could literally be that driver. I mean, talk about a career he could have if he continues racing closer to his late 30s, early 40s. Anywho, Pierre Gasly, another strong finish for AlphaTauri. He gets 12 points, putting himself in fourth place. The Ferrari duo of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz finishing fifth and sixth. Charles fifth, Carlos Sainz sixth. Sebastian Vettel for Aston Martin, decent performance, seventh place. Kimi Raikkonen finally back into the points. It's great to see as he's obviously on his way out of Formula One in eighth. Fernando Alonso 9. And Lando Norris claiming the final points finish in 10th. Antonio Giovinazzi, you cannot help but feel so bad for him, and just how it seems like Alpha is constantly messing up the strategy. It's giving me a lot of Sebastian Vettel flashbacks from Ferrari when we knew Sebastian was on his way out. Feels very similar here with Antonio. I may do a separate video discussing that and what's next for him and who's probably going to fill or possibly going to fill that second seat next to Valtteri for the 2022 season. But man, you really do have to feel for Antonio, and I really hope that he ends up in a better situation going forward. Daniel Ricciardo, 12th place. You can tell he was a little disappointed, in his effort, but nonetheless, still love Daniel, and I still believe he'll be able to get it, get back into the points here. Hopefully, the last couple of races left in the season. Esteban Ocon finishes 13th. Lance Stroll, 14th. Valtteri 15th. Obviously, that first lap really messed him up, and he was never able to recover from that, being spun around. George Russell 16th. Pretty disappointing performance for him. Nicholas Latifi 17th, and Nikita Mazepin 18th. He actually didn't finish in dead last, and unfortunately DNFs for Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. So all in all, I would say it was great to see Max win. It was great to see a podium for Chico. The rest of the race, I got to be honest, was, at least to me, a little bit boring. I didn't feel there was a whole lot of overtaking. A lot of cars were extremely, separated from each other in regards to their intervals and distance. So, unfortunately, this race didn't provide the excitement I was hoping. But as far as the results are concerned, if you're a Max or Lewis or whomever fan, I'm sure that was, good for you. Other than that, like I said, it was an average race. Like I said, great drive, great performance from Max. Lewis, also got to give him props for being able to hold on in second place and hold Chico off, for the remainder stint, obviously, of that race. And then, like I said, Chico, another great performance as well. He seems to finally be getting to that point where he is now officially comfortable in that Red Bull. And it was blowing my mind that in the beginning of the season, people were really counting Chico out because his qualifying sessions weren't the greatest and he wasn't finishing where Red Bull needed him. It's like, give the guy time. He's racing an entirely new machinery. Give him time to adjust. Give him time to find out what's going to work for him in that Red Bull. It amazes me. I understand Formula One is Formula One, but gosh, give a guy at least a full season to get himself together, to get himself comfortable. And then if he's not producing by the end of that year, especially if he's a driver with Chico's, of Chico's caliber, then maybe you can start to question whether or not he has the potential. But he clearly showed at Racing Point he has it. I didn't understand why people seem to be like, oh, well, maybe, they need somebody else, bring in Nico. Or I'm like, give Chico a year, give him half a season, give him time to adjust. He's going to be fine. And he's proven that once again with the third place podium finish here with the Mexico Grand Prix. Other than that, like I said, wasn't a whole lot of racing, kind of everybody just staying in their positions, couple of position swaps with pit stops. But outside of that, nothing extraordinary. So, of course, looking forward to what's going to happen for the rest of the season. The constructors is tight. The drivers are still tight. All it takes is one win for Lewis Hamilton, and he's right back in title contention. And he's still not even out of the fight. So, like I said, really, really, really looking forward to the rest of the season and what's going to happen. You guys let me know your thoughts on the Mexico Grand Prix in the comment section below. Appreciate all the love and support for those of you that have been subscribing recently. I really do appreciate that. Make sure to check out the playlist I have on this channel as well of other Formula One related content. Unfortunately, that is all the time I have for you guys today, but I will see you all later. Goodbye.